Hey, how are you doing? I've got a technology video today. I'm doing a little video, well, possibly quite a long video, on YouTube gear and how you can get good quality with a minimum budget and the different tiers, the different levels of quality and the results you can expect. This is going to be quite long, I think. So if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button below, hit that alarm bell so you get all the notifications and then be kept up to date on all kinds of stuff that I put on my channel. And it's really random, seriously. It's makeup, it's video cameras, it's the gym. It's kind of an eclectic thing. So hopefully there's something in my interests that'll tickle your fancy. Back to the video. First of all, the way you're seeing me right now and the way you can hear me right now and everything you can see around me, this was quite expensive. We have a very, very good camera that I'm recording on. Just off frame here is a very good quality microphone. We have very high quality studio lighting all around. And it takes quite a lot of setup and it's quite expensive. However, not everybody has the means or most of us start off with very little to get us going. So I'm going to go through all the steps that you can follow to set up recording on YouTube, like I have, and I'm going to show you the types of quality you can expect at each budget level. So we're kind of going to start at the best one, and I'm going to work backwards, okay? And I've just realised, and this is no matter how good your setup is, sometimes you can forget to turn lights on, just like that one. Go. So I will start off with what is kind of at the higher end, the prosumer. I'm recording on a Panasonic Lumix GH5 camera. It's a DSLR and it's amazing. The current master that you're seeing is actually a 4K master with 422 HDR chroma. So the colours, if you haven't got a HDR set, you're not going to see them, but the colours are amazing, even though I'm wearing grey. Kind of a spoiler. And I'm running full image, so there's very, very low image compression. So I'm recording at a 400 megabit video stream. So it's very, very high quality, very low compression. And there's a big catch to that. The computer power you need to then go and edit that is significant. We're talking about thousands of pounds worth of computer hardware just to be able to edit this quality of video. Not to mention the fact that the camera and that lens is the best part of £3,000. The lights that you can see illuminating me, another £1,000. The microphone alone up here was £500. The audio recorder, £800. The cables, the miscellaneous things, all of this adds up. You're looking at this is what you get if you spend £20,000 to £30,000 on your home studio. You don't need to spend that much, and I'm going to go through each of the steps bit by bit to show you what you can achieve with a lot less. Okay? So, first of all, I'm going to show you the type of sound and type of picture you will get if you use an iPhone. I'm going to keep this rolling while I do this. So I'm going to drop back and forth and keep this as like the master video. Now the easiest way to record with an iPhone is as most people do, and don't do it that way. You're not on Snapchat here, you're recording for a studio, okay? I'm going to keep the lighting the same because that'll be so varied, but ideally you want to do this in a well-lit daylight room, or at least get one video light. But I'll show you the different options in a moment. But first of all, let's go with the camera on its own. So this is me on my iPhone doing a little demonstration of how a professional or at least semi-professional camera setup looks and sounds compared to my iPhone. My iPhone's not bad actually. I'm looking at the preview on the screen here. This is an iPhone 8 though, so it is the very latest sort of iPhone quality you can get. So you need to consider that. Would your older iPhone or Android look as good as this? I'm going to slowly pan around so you can see the other elements that I'm going to be talking about here. So overhead here, that's the boom microphone I was just talking about. That's an Audio Technica. And behind me on the wall there, that's a field recorder. that records all the audio. Down here is my iPad and my trusty Red Bull. Red Bull gives you wings, and that's connected to the camera you can see up there. And that's a Canon, no, that's the Lumix GH5. And then there we can see my main key lighting. Up there we can see a digital spotlight, which is what gives me different effects on the back wall. Overhead we have a yellow downlight, and that's what gives me, it's called a halo light, so it just makes my hair, see how my hand is yellow here now? It just makes your hair glow and look nice. And down below me is a background light, and the colour of that I change depending on the type of video we're doing. And I've actually forgotten this, that's currently on blue, and this needs to be orange for technology video. So I can dial in different colours here. And I've forgotten where orange is. So there you go. So that is video on an iPhone and sound on an iPhone. And you'll probably hear immediately how different the sound is on the iPhone audio, although it probably won't be bad at this distance, but compare that to the boom microphone just overhead, which will sound a lot better. Oh, shadows again. So there you go, that's the most basic setup with an iPhone. Now I find sound is really, really important. I put a lot of effort into getting this sound this good. And there's a good reason for that. If I was to now switch over to the camera's audio, even though we take all of this out of the equation, all of this sound gear, let's take that out of the equation, and let's just go with the camera sound. Now the camera isn't actually very far away. There you go, I am touching the front of the lens. So that is not particularly far. And most people, this is a very, very good lens. Most people would have a camera much further away than this. So I'm going to switch over to just the camera's audio so you can hear what this sounds like now. Suddenly it's echoey, I sound distant, I don't sound present. And there's this thing, the closer you get to this sort of microphone, the better you sound, the more present you sound, because the microphone is very close. If you listen to people like Nick Nimmin, the YouTube guy, he always sounds great because he has a microphone very close when he's podcasting or when he's doing his live videos. The same thing applies here. This is a very, very good microphone which records separately. The microphone on the camera, it's okay, but it's now picking up the echoes and the reflections from all around me. It's not directional in any way, so you're getting, even in a small room like this, and even though it's only that far away, it sounds like crap. And for most people, let me show you something else. For most people, it sounds like that. That's what the microphone sounds like if you had a typical camera far enough away to get this sort of subject in. It's not great. So, there's a lot of things you can do to improve your sound before you go much further. You can do a lot of things with an iPhone, and then you can add a cheap microphone, a lavalier, something like that, and suddenly you get great sound. To record really good sound on the go, you can buy one of these. This is a Zoom field recorder. These are about £100. You can also use your phone to do this with an app. And then what you want to get yourself is a microphone. I use the Rode lavalier. This is about £50. Again, you can get slightly cheaper ones. They're not very expensive. Just recording purely on the iPhone, but it's on a tripod. So look how nice and stable that looks, and we've got some good lighting going on. Now you can see it's much wider than my camera usually is because of the lens that's on the camera. But as you can hear, the audio isn't particularly good. But if I now add this little lavalier microphone right here, and I switch over to this sound, now you have that present sound, so I sound very close to the source. I sound like I'm in your ear. All the ambient echo has gone because my voice here is far, far louder than the ambient effects. You can put acoustic matting up and you can do all sorts of soundproofing, but as you can hear, you don't really need to if you have your subject microphone set up closely enough. So I think to get started, a mobile phone, a light, and you can use, look, here's a cheap light. There you go. About £50, if that, on eBay. So, and it uses a battery pack on the back, uses a power supply. They're not particularly accurate. They can be a little flickery, but they're okay. So for under £200, you could use your phone and get a really nice setup, almost exactly the same as what you're seeing here, without perhaps some of the coloured lighting. It's pretty good, right? Where do you go next? What's the next step up? Let's go up to, say, you got £200. You could go between £200 and, say, £800, that little gap, by buying some more lights, some batteries, a couple of different microphones maybe. What's the next level up? I shall show you. So the next step you should consider, once you've exhausted what you can do with your phone is going to be a really good resource for you no matter what. In fact, I'm recording on the phone right now. Let's turn that off. So your phone is always going to be useful. I actually use my phone for recording quite a lot. A good iPhone or a good Android will do the trick, and you're actually going to keep using that. But the next step to consider, and this, I don't know why these are overlooked by so many video bloggers, is a camcorder. I'm not kidding you. People just don't. Everybody wants to go straight into DSLRs and, you know, really like exotic setups. You don't need it. This, it's 4K, it supports HDR. The battery pack on this will allow me to record for 4 or 5 hours. It is so light. It's not rainproof or anything. It's not like pro gear, but it's prosumer. You've got a really good screen there. Can you see that even? We get closer. These things are amazing. All my car videos are filmed on this because it's got terrific full auto everything. Auto white balance, auto focus, auto exposure. You open it and you press go and the results are going to be pretty good. It's got two-way image stabilization, so it's perfect for on-the-go work. It's got a 200 times zoom or something insane. The optical zoom is 25 times, which is fantastic. And you can get these for about £600, £700. So the next step, I cannot stress this enough. You've got your phone, you've got your lights. Get yourself one of these and get yourself these accessories for it. So this would be your next £1,000, I would say. Watch this. Hand grip. Take off the cap. Pop on the wide angle. So now you've got a really nice wide angle setup. Look how wide that is. Can you see that there? That is so useful. You can do so much with this. Video blog on the go, stabilized, haven't got to worry about any settings. Out of the box it has 5.1 sound, but watch this. In the first upgrade you did, when you bought this little zoom, and you bought the zoom, right? The field recorder, look at this. Boom. Now you've got a near field microphone right at the end of your hand here. And this sounds terrific. I'm now going to record a little piece to this, just so you can see how this looks. Okay, so I'm switching over to the Panasonic. So look, this is a camcorder, and I'm using the sound that I'm recording from the H1 on top there. How good is that? Look how clear that picture is. Again, we're using the same lights for reference. Daylight will be even better. Studio lights, make it up as you go along. But look at that, just look how useful that is. And look how stable that is as I turn it around. Look how good, or listen how good it sounds. This is a really, and I can come close. If I want to do a piece to camera, okay, just do the shoulder shot, just like that. It's not even arm's length. I don't know if you can see that clearly there. I can now video blog straight into the camera. The microphone, the onboard microphone is okay, but if you've already bought this on your first set of upgrades, you're golden. You can also got a mic in there so you can lav yourself up, so you can reuse the equipment you bought already. Everything I'm doing here is upgrading you in steps, okay? And you're rocking. So this is the Panasonic HXCVX something 990. I keep forgetting. It's great, it's light, I could pretty much do this all day. It's got its own video light in it. I love this camera, it is so useful. This is my go-to camera. Pictures look great, they sound great. I absolutely love this thing. And I highly recommend that you go with this as your next upgrade. So where do you go from there? We're at about £1,000 now. We've got a phone for a lot of mobile use and in your pocket. You can just run and gun. You've got your field recorder, you've got your lav mic, you've got your video camera and some accessories with a new wide lens. You're starting to get some serious gear now. And now it's where it starts to become more expensive. And you've kind of got two options that you can go with here. The way most people go at this point is to now start thinking about a high-end camera. Canon, a D80, something like that. Or I tend to, I've got Canons here actually, I've got a 1DX Mark II, which is really expensive. But you don't need to go to that level. I never use it. I never use it. It's an absolute waste of money. The GH5 is a tremendous purchase, but with a lens, you're looking at about 2,000 or 3,000. So a really good way to get started is something like the GXX7, which uses the same lenses as the GH5, but is a £600 body. You put a good lens with that and you're getting change from £1,000. And then you're moving up in the world. You're moving up into the DSLR segment, and it's a serious piece of kit. And you need to think about this as to which way you want to go when you go down the DSLR route. Canon is a safe bet, Sony is a safe bet, Lumix, Panasonic, safe bets. And you start to buy the lenses for those cameras then. So that's one way to go. The other way, I would show you the GH5, but I'm actually recording with it so you can see what that looks like. The other way to go is to go down the compact camera route. And you'll see a lot of video bloggers will do this. And they will use something like this, a semi-pro compact camera. Now these are quite expensive. This is the Sony RX100, and it is an expensive camera, I'm not going to lie. So these compacts, and it's not normally got a long cable, it's just I've forgotten to charge it. The kicker with these is their size. Look how small that is. This records in 4K. It takes amazing still photos. It records video, just like with the Panasonic video camera. You can do this. So you've got a really nice little video blogging tool. I'm going to record a piece on this so you can see what it's like. So I'm recording with the Sony RX100 and it doesn't disappoint. I mean, it'd be interesting to see side by side how the GH5 works compared to the Sony. But I don't think the Sony is going to be terribly disappointing, if I'm honest. I'll put them in roughly the same angle. So that's the Sony and that's the Panasonic. And there's thousands of pounds of price difference between these two. But look how light and small and useful that is. And it has image stabilization and all the useful stuff. And it goes in your pocket and it's light. The GH5, not so much. So, there's a very strong argument to be made for going for one of these compact cameras as your next choice. And as you can see, it's not bad, is it? So, that's another option for you. Now as for which of those you go for, the video camera or the still camera, it's a tricky one and it really depends on your use. If you want to keep it in your pocket and you want to be as light as possible, then go for the compact camera. If you're doing more, you're preparing more, like I've got a car mount, then you probably can go for the video camera. If you're lucky, go for both. Now the reality is I hardly ever take a compact with me. I'll either take the video camera if I'm really doing something, or I'll take the full GH5 rig and the field recorder and a radio microphone. So I'm doing out and about, I'm video blogging with a lav on and with a broadcast microphone, which I have over there. And you'll see in quite a few of my videos. But that really starts to add up the price. Now the thing is, I actually love this stuff. My channel doesn't make any money, but I have so much fun playing with the technology. I kind of justify the money that way. But it's tough. So you've got to kind of think here what's best. Compact, lightweight, small sacrifice in quality, but the best camera is the one you've got on you, okay? Or you want to go for, you know, a bigger solution with a full video camera, which does give you better quality, there's no doubt about it, and the features are purely for video. Stills are rubbish on this, stills are amazing on this. So for most people, I would say the compact is the most sensible choice. But, and it's a big but, for some people, myself, then the video camera, the camcorder, will be the more useful choice for you. And it's a significant investment either way, but you are taking it up to the next level. Where do you go after that? You're really looking at the thousands of pounds level then. You've gone from, you know, entry level, doing off your phone, to upgrading your phone with good sound and good light, and then upgrading that and building on it with a better camera and more light, and then you're taking it up again with even better sound, and then you're looking at studio space and all sorts, okay? The important thing, and I hope this has come across in the video, is all these things I have, even the cheapest items, like the phone, like the H1 field mic, I still use. So be sensible and buy things that you will use and reuse and learn, because when you really learn how to use your equipment, and I have a videographer friend who came over quite recently and he showed me stuff on my GH5 I didn't know about. And he hasn't even got a Panasonic, he's a Sony guy. So learn your equipment, learn what you've got, understand things like shutter speed and exposure, read about them. You know, you have to do this. You can't just rely on well, you can rely on full auto, but then you may as well just stay on a camera phone. If you want to get really good gear, then you have to learn why that gear is better and what advantage it brings you. It's, you know. So beyond that, then you're looking at this sort of thing with the big, you know, the studio microphones or the better lavaliers. I managed to get by with £50 Rode microphones, but you can go to hundreds of pounds for lavaliers if you use them all the time. I only use them every so often. I got one in the sun visor over the car, and you'll see that in all my car video blogs. And you'll sometimes see if I'm video blogging with a friend. And when that happens, even though the mic is on a boom, it's a little bit too far away, and I can never get it in the sweet spot. So if there's two of us, that's when I'll also use two lavaliers. So that's kind of it. That is all the steps from a phone up to intermediary steps with a compact camera and a dedicated video camera, and then finally back to where we are right now with a very expensive DSLR and a lot of manual settings and configuration and heavily processed sound. So I hope that's been useful for you. I hope you've got some good information from this on what you can do, what you can expect to get with your budget. And please, as always, leave your comments and your feedback and your likes below. I really hope this is useful for you. Please ask questions, share your knowledge and your wisdom. What cameras have you got? What do you blog on? What's your experience been? So thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Mwah!